Yeah, because you wear the mask all day, right?
All fucking day, all day. I gotta wear this stupid thing.
So I mean, do you have cubicles or is it desk or
I
rooms?
have an office with a door. Like
But you still wear it
I
inside
wear
of the
the
office.
mask inside the office, and two reasons, right? One is because it's why not, right? It feels like preventative because I want people to come into my office, and the second reason is as an example to everyone else, right? If they see me in my office with it down on my beard and I'm just hanging out, why would they have to wear it out there, right? So it's just I'm sacrificing as much as they are, and that's why I keep it on my face all day. But I hate it because I'm on Zoom calls and I look at myself in here, I just can't.
Oh, so it's like the beard is now
Yeah,
out in the
I'm
open.
just used to looking like a bandit all day long. I'm just used to looking like that. I should probably start one of the shows
So
with the
so
mask.
have you stylized yet?
What's up, Anastasia and Chance? No, we have to wear the PPE they issue at the job. So
Oh no way! So they have to be specifically,
they have to be the specific paper ones. I take off the one I come in with, and I got to put on that one. Yeah,
and they issue you a new one every day, like when you walk in the door.
every day I got a new one.
That's got my Jinkos on, sans my polo with her.
Very nice.
Let's roll these credits. Let's get 90s style here.
Thanks for jumping on.
Let's get it going.
Kick it off now.
Let's kick it off. Whoa! Welcome to the Mid-Geek Crisis, episode 110.
That's right.
110 episodes of bedlam and enjoyment.
Very exciting. Glad to have made it this far. It's always a pleasure to make it this far. 110.
110.
Anastasia Jane says, excited for 2021. As are we all.
Anything's
And
better than
tomorrow,
2020,
in
right?
fact, right? Yeah, here in the United States.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's a big deal.
Tomorrow's a big day.
Goodbye
Big
to our
day.
previous president. Hello to our new president. Big things, right?
Did you see the pictures of the mall?
Which mall?
The Washington Mall.
No, I haven't. Is it? I mean, I know National Guard is parked everywhere and things like
So
that.
they're parked everywhere. They've got barbed
pictures
wire
of-
fit and everything. But then they also what they did is they dropped like I don't know, like 10,000 flags all across the
did
the
they?
mall to kind of fill it to be for the people that couldn't be there and the people that have passed away with COVID.
Oh, I know they turned on some lights too, right? They did something to that effect. They did a big old tribute tonight, right? Was that tonight? Joe
Yeah.
Biden?
So they're doing a very like a visual kind of thing and all that, and yeah, it's very different. It's not.
Can't wait to play that level in Division 2. It's gonna be great. The Washington Mall. It's already there. It's a great level. It looks good. The Washington Mall.
That'd be kind of cool if they put all the flags there. That'd be kind of.
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
Oh man!
Adam, thanks for jumping on.
How was your week?
Good. Very chill week. Got a lot of work done.
You know what was
Stayed
really
healthy.
cool?
What?
Twitter was quiet.
Twitter was quiet. I feel like there were some folks were banned. There was a lot of banning. A lot of folks lost their Twitter privileges. I think too late, right? It's kind of like closing the barn doors after all the animals have gotten out. Is that the expression, right?
Yeah.
Damages are done, people.
Yeah. So Dan, I think I know the forecast was like negative 45 or something like that. I think that's what's going on tomorrow. So
There's a negative 45.
put a coat on,
Bundle up.
bundle up.
Are you going to talk about the laptop that was stolen?
Oh, thank you, Adam, for bringing that up. That was so. Adam and me have been having a nice conversation since the Wednesday, the crazy since January. Since
January 7th, Twitter's
Since
been
the
way more
7th.
chill.
So I thought it was interesting. We could talk about it. It's unavoidable to get a little political this episode, considering that what tomorrow's going to happen. But one of the pieces of news was that a laptop was stolen from Nancy Pelosi's office, and Adam and I have been having a very because we both worked in IT. We know the logistics of like internet security. I've been to DEF CON multiple years.
So why isn't it just why can't they just wipe it remotely?
Well, they can. I mean,
Oh, okay.
when it gets connected online, right, or when it unless Like, I don't know if Nancy Pelosi's laptop is magical in some like battery and always connected to the internet kind of way, right? So, but from my understanding, the story goes that there was a woman trying to sell it to Russia.
Yep. She had a friend who knew a friend who was Russian. And they were going to
I mean, so like,
imagine marching on Washington because you think the election is being stolen, and you wake up from a blackout having stolen a laptop and you're selling it to the Russians. Like, how does your brain get you from we need to save America to I am going to sell government secrets to another country?
So
how does your brain do that? Like,
did this woman think like this laptop was like, oh, it's stolen, given to Russia, and then like they can then frame Nancy by saying like, oh, Nancy sold that to Russia?
Oh, so they're playing 4D chess? Is that?
Like, I don't understand.
They probably wouldn't wipe it right away. They probably would have tracked it. So yeah, totally. I wouldn't be surprised if they could do both, right? Maybe put secrets in there to see where the secrets go. Some sort of like counter spy measure thing. I don't know.
I was following a Twitter thread from one of the old Capitol IT personnel, like one of the heads of IT, and he was saying like, you know, the logistics of the people that are staying up that night. Like, he was tweeting out the night that all of it happened, like the IT logistical craziness that was going on. Every device needs to be wiped. Things need to be removed.
Oh my God, they had to like clear all the rooms. Who knows how many bugs were planted all over the place, right? Like everything was
right. Like, you have to pull out all the wall jacks and everything.
Pending Windows updates.
Pending Windows updates, of course. Oh man, it's a nightmare. But yeah,
I believe it.
Again, they went in there for freedom, and then
they left with the computer.
They left with the computer to sell to Russia. I don't
know. I don't know the process.
Who's writing this? Who's the guy sitting there writing this story? And like, by the way, this is how it went next. And it's like, just what the Stranger Than Fiction? What's that movie? Where
is this Stranger Than Fiction?
Actually,
Well,
where everything she writes happens to him. Yeah. Like, I just think that's what's going on.
You can like hear the narrator where he's like sad with the toothbrush. That was actually good.
It's a great movie. But
yeah, Falbo says, thanks for joining. Always had a word or two when I share a copy of my drafts to be able to find the source if I needed to. Yeah, and nerd fact: maps. They used to add fake streets into maps to see if their map was copied by competing map companies, right? So you'd have like a fake street on there, and you could see right in any town USA. There was a fake street, and they'd be like, hey, you stole my map, and you can sue. So, like, totally, I could see all of these sort of, like, counter theft measures, but at the same time, why did they steal a computer?
So, it's funny, copy protection, all that, the protections that we've gone through. Do you remember copy protection in old video games, like back on PC? Like the things you have to do?
I do.
Pull out your manual.
I used to work in a corporate office that if I answered the phone and spoke on it for like 30 seconds, my computer's screensaver will come on to lock it. Like, you could not get, like, the security levels at my corporate office was ridiculous. I had to type in my password to do things all the time. Meanwhile, they're breaking into the offices and taking pictures of people's open... Like, that's a scandal all by itself, right? Why were these screens still open after Congress people had left the desk, right?
Yeah. IT didn't have it to where,
it's locked down. It should be locked down the minute.
I mean,
user walks away.
Other companies, there would be other ways of doing this, but like the smart thing to do is everyone's got a token. Their token is proximity. I mean, Windows has that feature. You can set Windows to have tied to your Bluetooth phone, and when your phone leaves range from Bluetooth, your machine locks.
Lock your damn computer. Also, maybe maybe if you're the Speaker of the House and you're privy to government secrets, maybe grab your laptop, or make sure you've got an intern that's trained to grab your laptop when you leave the office.
I mean, all of that. I mean, there's going to be whole new security protocols in play. It's going to be
laptop. Maybe.
Alt F4. To close
That's right. I know it's an old trick, but it works. Come on.
Yeah. No, you're right. People left security keys, so it's interesting. Like, all of that's going on, and it's finding this news.
What a goddamn waste.
Also, we talked a little bit about this before the show, and I thought it was hilarious. Again, we're going to publicly shame some of these idiots because the topic needs to be talked about. There's a lot of tears going on. Like, we expected more anger. But it looks like the people that went there got all the wind knocked out of them when they joined the real world again.
I they joined the real world. Yeah. I mean, imagine like you think you're gonna do something, and then it turns out is all you've done is riot and break the law. Like you got to look at yourself in the mirror the next day. Maybe you feel bad about it. Maybe they are. Yes, they are still a little wild. They're still a
Well,
little
yeah,
out
they're
there.
still crazy. No doubt about that. I'm
Spitting
talking
their
more along the
theories
lines of the
forever.
people that showed up, people like congressmen. There was a realtor here in Texas that flew the private jet out there.
I saw that
He
story.
lost his job. Like, it's just ridiculous. But what's interesting to me is they're like, how are they being found? And I'm like, these conspiracy nuts. Like they believed every conspiracy except the fact that they had their really expensive cell phone in their pocket, and the one that they did not believe was that the government tracks everybody. Makes no sense to me.
It doesn't. It is astounding to me that they buy into various pizza chain pedophilia conspiracy theories and Donald Trump playing 5D chess on America, being an idiot to fool us into thinking he's an idiot. And then they don't believe the one theory, the one thing we've all known forever. We're being tracked all the time.
All the time, buddy. It's so like, I find it interesting to me, like, all it took was for you and your phone to cross.
No one's watching his live stream on Facebook. Fair enough.
All it took was one person with your phone to cross the threshold of the Capitol. And the moment you crossed that threshold, you were now on in a federal building, uninvited.
Yep.
And what does it take? Pull up a list of every person, within this GPS coordinates between this time frame and this time frame. Pull up a list of everybody, of all the subscribers that pulled up. Remove the senators and everyone that's supposed to be there. There you go. There's your arrest list. Go get them.
All those like hacker scenes on like NCIS where you're like, computers don't work that way. That's the way to do it.
That's exactly how they did it.
That's exactly.
I mean, what was it? 24 to 48 hours later, they had a map and they showed all the dots. Yeah. They showed all the dots of like how far they went into the Capitol building. I mean, they couldn't see topography wise up or down, but they could see dots all
of the people marching in and marching out with computers and various utilities. I mean, did I read this right? I saw it online. Yeah, exactly. Enhance. I saw it online. I don't even know if it's true. Did Parler really move their servers to some sort of Russian server?
Again, we're not making this up, folks. Tries to sell it to Russia, and now your social network of choice is now hosted in Russia, and you're okay with that.
Which means, like, whatever about that, but which also means that you're not protected by American soil rights. So, like, they can literally read everything you post on there. There's no anonymity. They don't need a warrant. It's just, it's just easy for them to read everything you're putting on Parler now.
So did you read this story here? I'll
bring it up. Yeah, it is. It is embarrassing.
Like, Pirate Bay is still up, folks.
I know.
Because it's mirrored and knows how to do it. But yet your big social network can't keep it up. And you're blaming everybody because they're kicking you off. Yeah, Pirate Bay is the same way. Yet somehow or another, they still find a way to stay up.
Alex knows what to do. You literally just need to be able to run an n equals n+1 loop, and you can read everything on Parler.
It was pretty bad. The security was so bad.
And they just pulled all of these videos and pictures of people who were on there providing evidence.
You kicked the beehive. You literally stomped in the beehive. What did you think was going to happen? My favorite part, of course, is watching the videos of people crying in the airport and throwing temper tantrums.
This is you just eating that shot.
What's that? You're on the terrorist and no-fly list now? Oh, that's horrible.
Brutal, terrible. Suffering from the repercussions of your own actions. That is just the worst. Now they all ask for pardons, right? I hope they have $2 million because that's apparently the way you get a pardon now in this country. You just got to buy one if you can. So
from my understanding, apparently the president can pardon someone, but they don't have to declare it. He can pardon you, and until you're accused, you can say I've been pardoned for that.
Wait, like literally hands out get out of jail free cards? That doesn't sound. Man, that doesn't sound right at all. That doesn't sound.
Here's one good thing about 45. Let's talk about this. The one good thing that we can talk about is he has exposed the immense amount of loopholes within our government.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. He has shown what someone who has no respect for tradition, decorum, etiquette, proper social norms, like the damage that someone like that can do. But we all know that, right? We've all been to the CVS where the jackass cuts the line that we're all waiting on and pretends that they're not cutting the line.
You know what happens? You know what happens to the guy that cuts in line? He gets twisted teeth. Is what he gets done. Just right across the face. Just whap! No! Bad dog. Bad.
Not in my America.
Not in my CVS. God damn it. Ah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to get into the legal stuff here.
Right.
I've been reading this. There's to be party. You have to admit you committed the crimes. No, you don't. But theoretically, you have to have committed the crime. You don't have to admit it. You just have to have committed it. And that's the sort of legal mind things that kept me out of the field, right? So the sort of cognitive tricks that they pull, that just cracks me up. So assuming you didn't go to Washington and you're not expecting a visit from the FBI, what did you play? What are you up to? What are you rocking this week?
Man, so I've been playing a lot of little games. I'm catching up. I'm kind of adding more to the fun backlog. Since we made it a challenge, what's been fun about it is not only play new games that are coming out, but actually go back and go, hey, let's get the ones that I've really been wanting to play off the list.
Sibling streamers rocking Hades. You know what? I got to put it on the Switch. I think I gotta put it on the Switch.
Yeah. So Hades has been pretty good. I've only played a little bit of it. I picked up Scott Pilgrim.
I picked it up as well. I forgot how hard it was for me.
Oh man,
I need to take it slow and play it.
Yeah, so that was a definite purchase. I picked it up on Switch and I picked it up on Steam as well, so I can stream.
And you've got the hard physical copy on the way.
Yes, and I did purchase the
big news on that, right? 25,000. I'm sorry, the chat's killing me over here because Adam's cautious says clearly research pardons for reasons.
Reasons.
Chance mentioned before you have to actually be convicted. No, right? Nixon was not convicted of anything, and he received a pardon in advance of his crime. So pardons can happen without crimes having happened. So
right.
Yeah, I'm a nerd for this stuff. I love this kind of wackadoo pardon power. So
hey, good job picking that up because apparently, if I remember correctly, Nintendo is supposed to at the stroke of midnight at the end of March 31st. Yeah. I think everything explodes, right? They all if they're not within a residential household or have been purchased, all those copies explode and combust.
And the only way you'll be able to play it on your retro system in the year 2034 will be if someone finds it on a hard drive in a dumpster somewhere.
Right. Absolutely.
That's the only way you'll be able to play. Scott Pilgrim was great. Music's great.
Music's great.
It made me a little sad because it's got 4-player couch co-op.
But it does have online for play. But it does have 4-player couch.
I want like I was like, I want to play with my friends. I want my friends over.
Did you turn on 4 controllers just lay them down like
it's I know, yeah, I did.
Oh, look at how cool it is.
Look, I've got 3 friends. Come on, guys, let's go fight the boss.
Let's go fight the boss. I just imagine you sitting there and then like camera pan and it's like you with a backwards hat going, yeah, man, this is great. Just like back and forth, playing all 4 characters.
I gotta go to the bathroom, right? Shouting from the bathroom. Sad.
Oh, man.
I'm just playing Slay the Spire. You know what? Slay the Spire is still calling to me. That is a phenomenal deck building game.
Jade City, what's that?
Is that well, we can look it up. Is that an N.K. Jemisin book? What's Jade City? I don't know. It sounds good.
Oh, the Greenbone Saga. It's Fonda Lee.
Oh, all right, cool, awesome. I want to hear an embarrassing thing here. My daughter loves the Hamilton musical, like all kids her age, I guess, at 7. Everyone in her school loves Hamilton. I have been reading the Hamilton biography by Ron Chernow. It is phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
like yes. If you like reading history books, I am reading the Hamilton biography. It's amazing to me what our founding fathers actually thought. Right, so like the things you hear today versus what they actually wrote about back then, it's good to refresh your mind. Right, they dug things like rioting and destroying property. Right, they would have been before Black Lives Matter, especially Hamilton. Right, probably yeah. He was an abolitionist. So how many pardons did Hamilton hand out? Sadly, I guess only one because he did not shoot Aaron Burr. Right, that's It's the only part it's the only one he didn't hand out. All right, I'll try. I'll workshop that one.
So I've been reading this.
This book I loved. I loved
it. It was under your recommendation. Talk about a great book.
Greatest city in the world. This is good. Did you finish it?
No, not yet.
Oh, all right. See, that's like I'm like, oh, what do I talk about? And how do I talk about it without ruining it for other people? It's so good.
It's a great book. I think the catch is that first chapter that you're just like that first epilogue, or I don't know what you call it. It's the prologue, the big prologue.
Yeah, where you find the city's a living being. It's just great.
It's so
phenomenal. I'm not ruining it for anybody because she actually published it as a short story a couple years before that. Just read the book. It's great.
Yep. Read the book. Good.
Yeah.
If you like
sci-fi. So that's how you spoil a book. You just say that it is great. For the record, it is great. N.K. Jemisin's an excellent author. She also has a fire Twitter feed. If you enjoy that sort of stuff, go check out her tweets. They're amazing.
Oh man. Game wise, like I said, Scott Pilgrim is what I've been playing, and I decided to jump into after I finished Chrysalis. I was really in the mood to play more of that top-down Zelda.
Sure.
But there's a couple of them that I've never finished, and the two that I haven't finished are on the Game Boy Color. They are the Legend of Zelda, the Oracle of Ages and the Oracle of Seasons. It was two games that came out at the exact same time for the Game Boy Color, and they were Nintendo, but they were actually developed by Capcom.
Huh.
So Capcom made two Zelda games, and they're really good. And the way it works is they're two separate games, but there was a save file that you could cross. Because so if you had the save file of one, there was a way you can link them together, link two Game Boys together, and then do like a special.
Dan Camp says, those are so good, Ages and Seasons. And
yeah, those are great. Yeah,
they've got their own show. They plan on playing it side by side this year. It's great. I feel like if you gave me like all the Legend of Zelda subtitles and was like, how many of these are Legend of Zelda games, I would be wrong. I wouldn't be able to know them all. I just don't know. How many are there? Like 25 games for this? Like,
I mean, Legend of Zelda, the first one, Legend of Zelda, The Adventure of Link, Link to the Past.
You don't actually have to list them, Joe.
No, I'm just like,
the bona fides.
The weird ones, of course, are like going to be the CDI ones, like the Legend of Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon, and then those are terrible games, and
they sound like amazing adventures in D&D, right? The
Wand of Gamelon. Yeah, no, it sounds great. Terrible game.
So here's CDI, exactly. Who knew? I had no idea. This is like
fun fact.
There you go.
Fun fact, those particular games, if first off, they play terrible. If you are, we'll bring up some gaming news here. So those particular games were on the CDI. They're really rare. They're really expensive. Okay, but they're terrible. What's really nice is right here at the end of the year.
Wonderfully terrible.
But they controlled her. So even if you got a copy of the game and try to play it either with a CDI emulator or popped it into a real CDI, the controls are awful. They're awful. Like they're almost unplayable, and you would rage quit it.
Well, because of the controls,
they're so bad. They're just so bad. Like moving, jumping, attacking just makes no sense. It's just really laggy. So what's interesting is someone remade the entire games. But
my gosh.
They made them for PC. And here we go. A fan made them as PC games. They're free online. And they look exactly the same. He kept all the sprite work. He made them using a program called, I think it was Animation Magic is what it was. And a Game Maker, 4 years in Game Maker. So that's how simple the game was, that he used like an off-the-shelf Game Maker, and it plays exactly. All the cutscenes are there, everything. But yes, you can download the games and play them, and the controls have all been fixed. So all of the quality of life has been...
So how did they get away with doing this without like being shut down?
So these two games are interesting because while Nintendo made them and put them out, they weren't made by Nintendo. They were made by Philips. So Nintendo won't protect these.
Just like, go ahead, play that trash.
Yeah. So by all means, please go look them up if you're in the mood to play something weird.
Like 10 seconds of the old videos. All right, I'll go back and I'll research it. People just want to see my reaction. We're gonna have cautious reaction videos.
So here we go. So I think the best way to put it is what made these famous is they have these animations.
It's Nintendo's Star Wars Holiday Special. I love these jokes. These are good. All right. Oh wow. Okay.
Here, let's do this.
The light bulb company.
Yeah, the light bulb company.
This is 1993. Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna play sound because it gets all wonky and weird, but that's how it starts. Like that already
PowerPoint presentation.
high quality. High quality.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that looks nice. That looks nice. Straight to help. What is this person? Who goes to? Whoa! What is this?
So it's showing you. It's like move the Triforce to move around the map.
This
so
is how you navigate all the towns. Sure.
Which is like DVD menus, right? Like they just light up.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So jumping is not a button. You hit up to jump.
That's confusing. That's the old controls. Now they made it make sense. Look at.
So this is a game where this is Wand of Gamelon.
Stabbing? Is that stabbing? Is that? Oh my gosh! I like how the background looks like old American animation, where you know it's not going to move. You cannot interact with it. It's just a matte painting in the background.
Yep.
That is hilarious. Chance is out there burning me. They've made many electronics over the years, cautious, not just light bulbs. You make one light bulb, and that's all anyone remembers you for.
I mean, that's a banger, right? Like that's the one.
It's the light bulbs. It's the banger. Wow. This takes me back to. I feel like a lot of games from the '90s were like this, though. Weird cartoon animation.
But this animation really is very
this is like one
very Fritz the Cat.
1-2 frames per second movement on those legs there. What is there like one?
Dude, it's awful. There? It's awful. So let's.
So do you play as?
So this one you play Zelda. It's 2 games. This is Legend of Zelda: The Wand of Gamelon, and then there's like the Adventure of Link, and I always forget the other one.
Age of Seasons, someone mentioned before.
No. Those are actually good games.
Those are actually good. Are you playing this? No, you're not playing this.
No.
Okay,
no. But we should stream them.
I feel like this is your challenge, man.
Yeah,
you gotta be one of these.
I'll play the remasters on a stream and trying to go through it. And
Zelda's Adventure is what we're hearing. Is the name?
Zelda's Adventure. Thank you. So this is Zelda's Adventure, and then one. Yeah, it's very
1970s Hobbit animation. Yep. Which I wonder. Can I show that to my kid? Is it too?
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Right?
I remember it being weird as a child. That's good, man. That's not worth playing. It doesn't make me feel like I missed out by not having a CDI.
No, this is not. Yeah, and of course one of the other ones is Mario's Hotel, which is another game made by these same guys with Mario animations. It's bad.
So Nintendo just like sold.
Well, this is so. Here's the right. We talked about it last week. With the PlayStation. This is what they chose instead of going with Sony.
Oh, that's right. Okay, all right.
So think about this. They chose this over Sony.
They chose the light bulb company over the television company. I get it. Sony makes the Walkman, the Sony Walkman. They're the Walkman company.
The Walkman company, yeah.
Company.
They make that yellow sports boombox that everyone loves.
That's right. I'm old. What can I say? I'm old.
Yeah, Hotel Mario is so it's so bad. But yeah, those are some bad games that came out on Nintendo. Maybe I'll add them to the list this year. I got 52 games to play.
Chance is triggered sadly by Hotel Mario. That's okay, dude. That's all right. It's all right. Everything comes together.
Oh man.
Speaking of bad, and Joe, I got to bring this up in front of everyone here. Wonder Woman 84.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I don't know how many people have seen it. I won't deliver spoilers, but wow, it is not.
It's not good.
It's not good. It's not good. Was not good. It failed to deliver on many fronts.
And I think the conversation.
No spoilers. No spoilers. The spoiler I'm going to give you is that it was not great. Right, that's the spoiler.
It is, and my review for it, since I'm a little more positive than Pedro over here, will be that
how dare you?
Wonder Woman is I liked it, but I liked it for its collection of its parts, not for a movie whole.
It had some good set pieces. That's true.
Like
That's
it's just
Alex, you're watching the wrong goddamn show. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize for spoilers on this show. I liked it. It wasn't awful. I didn't say it was awful. There are far on the scale of like, let me see, on the scale of Ghost Rider 2 to Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, exactly. To Thor Ragnarok.
This is interesting. So Thor Ragnarok is your favorite, right? It's the top of the list.
Yeah. Followed. I
That's
think
fair. I enjoy that.
Thor Ragnarok might be my favorite, and then number 2 probably is Guardians of the Galaxy. Right? There's those two are probably. But I've watched Thor Ragnarok way more often. Okay, so I do want to talk about WandaVision as well, because I guess we're gonna go from video games we've been playing or thinking about playing to TV shows and movies. Chance, I don't know what hill you live on, but you're gonna die on these hills. He
gets shot, dies on the hill, then wakes up again and just shows up on another hill. That's fair. Okay, I'm okay with this one only because I'm not a fan of Joker. But so Chance, I agree with you there. Biodome Citizen Kane. This is fair.
That's an excellent scale, actually.
Biodome. I think if I was gonna replace Biodome, I would replace it with Cabin Boy.
Wow, Cabin Boy's really
It's a really bad movie. It's a bad movie. So yeah, Cabin Boy to Citizen Kane would probably be my flex for sure.
I don't know that I even have Citizen Kane at the top, but that's fair.
No, WandaVision. So I did not run and watch a Marvel show day one.
How have I watched the show, comic book show before Joe?
I know.
Right?
I'll tell you before you jump on it. The reason being is because we decided to kind of get into a cozy show, the wife and me, and so we've been kind of watching. We're binging. What I mean by binging is sit down, watch 2 episodes, 3 episodes a night, maybe depending on the night of Elementary.
I don't even know what that is. Is that like
It's the Johnny Lee Miller, the guy from Hackers, and Lucy Liu. They play Sherlock Holmes and Watson. It was on CBS. It had like 6 seasons. It's actually a really good show. I liked it a lot.
I probably wasn't watching TV at the time it was out. Yeah. That's just Lucy Liu.
Lucy
Liu.
Does she play
Sherlock or Watson?
She plays Watson.
Oh,
she plays Joan Watson.
A cozy show is Schitt's Creek, right? Yeah, that's a cozy show, but I mean.
No, we like our favorite is
where they cuddle and they watch like murder mysteries. It's a murder mystery show. That's your jam. I get it. I totally get it. Yeah,
it's our jam.
Awesome.
So, we like a murder.
Our cozy show is like dark German shows where you're kind of like, why is everyone dying? This is the saddest thing. That's our cozy show.
I know what helps you sleep is like
they're called dark or
Russian
rainy.
History. You know, like Russian history and revolution.
The Russian ark. How dare you? How dare you? So, Chance Emergency. I loved WandaVision. I've watched both episodes 3 times already. That's impressive. I watched them once each. I'd be curious to know what folks like about it if they have watched it. But
so you don't. So if there's anyone that wants to talk about like spoilers and whatnot, by all means, I'm not affected by it because I'm still gonna watch it. I've read the comic series that this is based on. This particular, I can tell you the synopsis of this show is pretty much. You're not really told anything at the very beginning of the show. I know that Wanda the show's mostly in black and white and all that from the trailers. This is Wanda's. I mean, without spoiling anything, she's processing grief. It's her psychosis and her grief and her powers.
To that end, I'd like to invite our sad producer so we can talk about. This is perfect. That wasn't even planned for the record. Just gonna burn our producer. This is people folks remember. What do we call our producer? Just producer? Is that what?
Producer. Jordan.
This is Jordan, our friend Jordan.
He's been on the show. Everyone, I mean, if you don't know him, this is Jordan, by the way. Plug your show before you start.
Hey, everybody. I am one half of the Sibling Streamers. We are on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we play your favorite 90s games.
That's right.
Sibling Streamers, right? Look him up on Twitch.
Anyone, but Jordan's not bad. brother. So you saw WandaVision, right? What'd you like about it?
I did. So I mean, I know nothing about the comics. I know nothing about the history or anything like that. But
Yep.
I love the homage to the early kind of golden age of television. So I was sharing with these guys before the show started tonight. My partner and her friend, well, they on Saturday before we watched WandaVision, before we even knew we were going to watch WandaVision, they love I Love Lucy. And so they were watching just a bunch of episodes of I Love Lucy, and I sat down, and then afterwards I was like, hey, let's watch WandaVision. And they're like, what? Why would we want to watch a superhero show? I was like, you might want to watch this one.
Could be bamboozled, right?
And we did, and it was great. Like we had watched a few episodes of I Love Lucy, and then it like transitioned right into this, and it didn't feel any different, even with like the magical superpower stuff.
They did a great job of delivering that exact nostalgic feeling. And also presented that sort of ominous dread that something's happening in the background. This is nothing about this is right, which you kind of feel when you're watching those old shows as well. Nothing about that is right. Even I Love Lucy. There's something weird about those shows.
And there's
right.
It's that like ominous, like
what's that? Right. What's the movie? Pleasantville.
Yeah, Pleasantville.
So it's this encapsulated world, a Truman Show.
Yeah.
Another one where it's just like everything is in this picturesque, perfect world, but you happen to be the one person that realizes that like all of a sudden
things are wacky.
Things aren't right. There's no negativity here. There's nothing wrong. And yeah, it's interesting. I think what's great about this is Disney's taking a really cool, like weird risk with this. But what's great about it is this is a way for them to do the side story, the really developed side story about a character without having to like do a whole movie based on it. They can do multiple movies, right? Like, because each episode is an hour long.
Joe, they could deliver a different feeling than the empty popcornness of most of the Marvel films, right? They can deliver a different emotional impact. They can present a comic book, which we all know this. All three of us
are literally watching.
Yeah. They are literally literary power things that can deliver stories and messages and lessons to us in a different way than, no disrespect to those blockbusters. They deliver a different kind of feeling, but they're not delivering depth, right?
Right. So
shallow action films. Here's WandaVision delivering depth. In
a good example of this, if you want to go back to the comic analogy here, is when you were reading Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Vision, Captain America, you read issue 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of Captain America, you're reading a story. But and those episodes, they were slow. They moved a story along. And then at the end of the giant arc, there was always a crossover issue, and that big issue was Avengers number 342. This is the culmination of this, right? And then boom, that was like the big splash art, big cover art, and that's what the movies are. I think the movies have become their splash art, their giant like culmination. But giving them this now TV show medium.
You're so generous. The movies to me are alternate covers. They're just millions of the same story told in a different cover. But I love how generous you are. You're great. That's good.
I mean,
I dig this WandaVision thing. Is great. I can't believe they're doing this. I mean, I wouldn't. It seems so weird for me that Disney's not just going to go with their tried and true formula over and over and over again and deliver it to dance off in
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh. Yeah, I want to jump in and say, like, I mean, Marvel had television shows before this, but it's crazy how much different the quality. Like this show, like WandaVision has such a different feel. And I mean, granted, it's a unique show to begin with, but even that, like, it just the vibe. There is a cinematic quality still to it.
Right. Well, we have to talk about the Disney contract.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is one of those scenarios where. They brought in they casted her as Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda in a movie. She became a breakout star in that. They saw the trajectory of her character and were like, all right, we're going to sign her up for the next movie and make sure that we sign her for a big movie deal, and we're going to make a show based off of it. Like boom, put it in the writer. So like this is contract.
We own this person forever.
Right. I mean, without being malicious or anything, but you're talking about like what are the odds of getting a big name actor like Robert Downey Jr. in a 13-part episodic TV show. It wouldn't happen, but Marvel has that power. Disney has that power, and the money that they've made with all these other ones. Now you've got actors that have only done movies coming in to do these shows. Yeah. I mean, look at Mandalorian. How many amazing cameos we got with this last season of Mandalorian, and
because everyone and their mother wants to be in. Everyone might kill their mother to be in a Star Wars show, right? There's like everyone wants to be. I wouldn't turn down even though the show, whatever.
I think your mom might call you and be like, "Hey, ready to put me out?" You know, like you're going to be on a Star Wars show, right?
I mean, yes, my mom would.
Yes, she would.
Yes, she would. So, I might go back, Dan. I passed over Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I was like,
it's proto Disney show, right? The way I see it is this was ABC producing it. ABC was given the Marvel license, and ABC went, okay, let's see what we can do.
We're going to do a superhero procedural.
We're going to do procedural, but it was also, you could see the budget was like Law and Order. Like, maybe one or two episodes really got the big budget where they did a special effect when there was a lot of wasted characters that really could have been really developed. But that doesn't mean that it was a bad show. But now with Disney Plus money,
seems like they're going to do a lot. And with that Disney Plus money, it was amazing to me that it did practical effects on the first 2 episodes of WandaVision, right? Those were like plates on strings. They were Foley artists off.
Right. So from my understanding is that they were playing off of the old like a Bewitched or
I totally but they could have done that with CGI, right?
But they didn't because they did it exactly like they would have done on the old show.
And it looked like, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is real dedication here. So I really enjoy it. I hope everyone goes out and watch it and really like, totally by design. It was a perfect 2 episodes. My partner really enjoyed it. She was like, what is this? This is a superhero show? This is really weird. She really enjoyed it. And then
the text message from Pedro was great because he was like, I guess you were like halfway through the first episode and you were like, what? Who is this for? And I was like, oh, this is for us, buddy. This is for the people that have been munching on issues and issues and issues of like random comics, and now we get to see this. You get to see
I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited for the medium to grow and change. And this is Mandalorian felt like they could do that with Star Wars. The fact that they're doing it with the comic book genre, I think, is awesome.
Yeah, right? And I'm glad that this is the first one, right? Like, and I think
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was Cop.
Propaganda.
I can't even say it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with Propaganda. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, Adam. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, no, I have to see that this is going to be interesting genre to kind of go through. I know that a buddy of mine was telling me that what's interesting about watching WandaVision is that this was supposed to come out after Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be some like missing, maybe some editing that might have had to happen for like some sort of, because it was supposed to be Black Widow and then WandaVision, but now Black Widow got moved. So timeline wise to the fan, that chunk of story or messaging, because she might have been mentioned in that. I think she was going to be
fuck it. I don't need continuity.
I know. I'm just saying like in general.
It's already too long. 18 movies, I've stopped caring, right?
22, buddy.
22, whatever. I haven't seen any of the Spider-Mans, so I'm at 20, I guess. I don't need to. I don't need to see any more Spider-Mans. I've seen all of the Spider-Mans I could tolerate in my life.
That's outrageous. So how do we get him out of here?
Demoted. I love it.
I know what place.
Over under on coming directly. So this is a good one. Man, I
think they would have already done it if they do it. If they would have. Bye, Jordan. Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, no, what's interesting about that is I don't know. I think Wonder Woman was definitely a test. It probably made a lot of views, but then the reviews didn't come in as high as they should have. So
why would they?
Why would they? Right? But I think the idea is sound, and Warner Brothers as a whole is going to be testing the entire year. They can't go back on it now. They've already announced it. They've got a trailer up. I don't know if you saw the little sizzle trailer that they put up a few days ago. They showed the first views of Kong versus Godzilla.
Donkey Kong versus Godzilla? I'm kidding.
King Kong, buddy. That's
the
fair.
Original Kong.
The original Kong. King Kong versus Godzilla. We got a little bit of Mortal Kombat.
Oh, all right.
So all of those movies are gonna premiere on HBO Max, and
So they're
we'll
trying a
see how
different
those go.
model. I don't think Disney. I mean, if Disney would have done it by now, if they thought it was a good idea, I don't think Mulan was a big hit for them. Even
Well, I
though
mean, when you charge $30 on top of the price of your streaming service,
felt like too much. Felt like too
yeah.
much. And exactly, Adam. Black Widow now streaming for $50. These movies have to make $1 billion, right? This is what their whole business model is based around. So I imagine that's what they want to do. Alexander Owen, when we were talking about hills you're going to die on, I think Tron 3 might be the one you die on. People can go back on anything. I don't think Tron 3 is coming back, though. I do love talking about Tron 2.
I love Tron. I love it. I watched it only about a month and a half ago, right before
The
Christmas.
Legacy, the new one?
No. I watched the first one, and I was really in the mood to watch Tron and watch some music and dark colors.
The hell
and
not?
bright.
Oh,
I was like, yeah. And I need to watch Legacy again. I think it's still in the works. Jared Leto's is gonna he's still I haven't heard that.
It's been in. I guess Dune came out, right? So I guess things that have been in the works forever might come out. So that's the world we live in now, where things like that might come out.
Yeah. So this was the sizzle reel from HBO Max premiering what they're going to premiere this year.
I like how we call it sizzle
Space
reel.
Jam 2.
The marketing term has become the thing we call it, which cracks me up. Oh, Clint Eastwood's still around. So wait, what movie is that?
So I don't know all of it. It was the Tommy Little Things, Suicide Squad,
Suicide Squad.
Dune,
Space Jam.
the new Matrix movie. Yeah,
a new Matrix movie.
Yeah, that's
year is it?
It's in the can, buddy. They finished filming that before pandemic.
I don't even know. I'm so bitter about Space Jam 2. Why? You think Space Jam was the perfect?
It's a good movie.
You needed part 2.
No, although, hot take, Michael Jordan is a dickhole. And so, frankly, LeBron James is a better humanitarian and better human, so I'm okay with this.
Oh, is he the Michael Jordan of Space Jam 2? Is that?
Yeah. So LeBron James is the new one.
LeBron James is a hockey player.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got the world record for most
touchdowns
in a field goal range. I don't know, something.
No, I know who LeBron James is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Space Jam doesn't need LeBron. LeBron doesn't need. They've been wanting to do this for years. Warner Bros. Been wanting to do it for years.
Can we go a little deeper? Nobody needs Space Jam. Can we go just a little bit deeper?
Space Jam's great. It's fantastic.
No, but I mean, nobody needs anything in that particular thing.
Everyone needs the soundtrack of Space Jam.
Will people recognize Bugs Bunny?
Who?
Exactly. Right?
No, yeah. I mean, HBO Max is.
My daughter didn't. I made her watch an old one, and she didn't know who that was. She didn't know what's up.
That's your fault, sir.
Well, I mean, they're really violent. They're really, and sometimes a little objectionable. Often a little objectionable. So we watched it together, which is an important part, right? But
have you watched the new ones? You don't have HBO Max, right?
I do.
So watch some of the new Looney Tunes, the ones that have just been. They're pretty good. Like they're the new cartoons that they just redid. There's a whole season and a half.
I saw that. Is it good?
It's pretty good. The kids and me loved it. We laughed our butts off.
All right, I'll give it a whirl.
All kids need Bugs. I agree.
I agree. I'm just surprised people know who Bugs Bunny were. Right? I feel like Space Jam came out at the tail end of their popularity.
Space Jam is all about selling shoes, folks. It's about selling shoes. Remember, everyone forgets Space Jam the movie was based off of a cartoon campaign from Nike. Nike and Warner Brothers did a whole cartoon campaign with Michael Jordan, and it was small little bits.
Michael Jordan, The Martian, right? Was it The Martian?
Yeah, it was Martian. It was Bugs Bunny. They did a whole little cartoon bit. Those were so popular that they were like, let's make a whole movie based off this. And they did.
And we all forgot that corporations were bad, and now we love corporations. Yeah. And we cannot wait to go and watch the second movie. Hour and a half long advertisement for us.
Dude, that's already happened.
That's like multiple times I've seen a Beowulf.
Yeah, they did Beowulf. Remember that 3D that CG Beowulf movie with Angelina Jolie in it? Yeah, but it happened right at the beginning of like CG, so it's like very Uncanny Valley, like a Polar Express feeling. Yeah.
which people like as their Christmas. I don't.
I don't know. I am not a fan of that movie.
Damn, neither am I. So what else we got?
I wanted to talk about these real quick.
Wait,
talked about
before you talk about that, have you beaten a game this week, sir? Or
I have. I did. I put it up.
Well, I missed it. You got to let me know. How do I miss these things? My notifications.
Yeah.
Not
Chrysalis. I ran through. So game 3 this week was Metal Slug 6 on hardest.
Solid game.
Hard as fuck. So let me talk about this real quick, just so you reminded me. So Metal Slug 6 is an interesting one. This was made by SNK, but what they did is they made it after the Neo Geo, right, was gone, and they made it on the Atomus Wave. The Atomus Wave was an arcade board that was basically a Dreamcast. It was a Dreamcast with more memory and then put into an arcade board, into an arcade cabinet. So it was called the Atomus Wave. It was published by Sega. You start up Metal Slug and it says Sega SNK. It's really weird. So there's a lot of 3D elements in the background and whatnot. A group of individuals online decide they have been kind of working on the ROMs for these Atomus Wave and kind of trimming them enough to run natively on Dreamcast. So
okay.
So basically, that they were made for that.
Get rid of those fancy 3D elements and the ray tracing.
I don't know what they did is whatever magic they did, but they run on a native Dreamcast without the extra memory needed from the Atomus Wave. So awesome. I'm basically playing the arcade version of Metal Slug. And Metal Slug 6 is interesting because I love the Metal Slug series, but I never played this one. There's whole new enemies, 2 new characters in it, a couple new mechanics. The screen tends to pan out and in a little more because there's a 3D chip in there now, so there's like some 3D elements in the background. But boy, are those enemies cheap. Like I can't imagine like
just quarter
money.
Yeah.
There was a boss literally that pins you in a corner to a point where like you can't move. Like you're just gonna die over and over again until you kill the boss.
So Adam just wants to know. I don't know if he's late to the show, but yeah, it's Metal Gear Solid 6.
Metal Slug 6.
Metal Slug 6. That's it. Sorry.
Metal Slug 6.
What the hell am I talking about? Get out of here. Cautious.
That's on a list.
Is it on your list? No.
Metal Gear Solid, the first one. I've been wanting to play that again.
I'm almost close to beating Telltale Games Batman The Enemy Within.
Oh, how you liking that?
I hate it. It is one of the hardest games I've ever had to play because it's a terrible Batman comic.
Yes,
it is awful all the way through. So I don't recommend it. By the end, I'm going to have all the Chivos, which would be nice, but otherwise, throw that one in the trash bin once I'm done with it. Sorry. No, I mean, like I love point and click games, and this one just the story is so bad. It's a bad Batman story, Joe. I'm surprised you don't like it. Because it's so bad to Batman.
Have you seen? There's a VR Batman game, an Arkham game. Have you seen the? Let me see if I can add this to the with audio because it needs to be with audio.
I will stay quiet so they don't get the echo.
But this particular one is interesting. There's a scene in the Batman one where you're sitting there with your parents, and like you got a piano and it's VR, so you could play the piano. So someone went on here and did the My Chemical Romance, because this is how you get to the Batcave. But what's great is he throws the picture, but the VR game keeps refreshing it. It's so good. And look, he stops. Watches. He's still playing My Chemical Romance.
That's good.
Oh man,
that is good.
This is such a sad man.
That is good. So sad, Bruce Wayne. So sad.
I don't have that. It's I need to pick that up. It's on Oculus. Drunken Bar Fight.
Just get it to fights in bars.
Yeah. But it's like everything's all wonky and whatnot. And
good stuff.
Good stuff. But yeah, so you're not liking this this Batman game, or the story is not very good.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, like you're playing a bad Bruce Wayne and a bad Batman in a world full of bad characters, and like Joker's not really a Joker, and Harley's not really a Harley, and it turns out the Wayne families are criminals. I'm just like, why do we have to make Batman darker? Is he not dark enough already? Like, why is this? Like, I didn't know he didn't need this. It did not improve the Batman story or provide a better. I don't know. It just sucks. So I'm slogging through it. My poor partner keeps coming in and she's like, "You're still playing this game? Don't you hate it?" And I'm like, "But I'm still gonna beat it." Like, that's who I am.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games where they made it and everyone was like, "This is."
It's all right. And Telltale Games usually has some good ones. You know, I even like the Game of Thrones one they had. Like that's a good one, but. This not so much. You should play the Batman Who Laughs.
The Batman Who Laughs, the comic. It's a great character. It's a great. It's from one of the most recent the Batman Metal story arcs. The Batman Who Laughs is a really interesting character. Definitely one of the more weird characters that DC has created in the past few years.
And this is a laughing Batman?
Yeah, it's an alternate universe version of Batman where Bruce Wayne is the one that gets doused with the Joker.
Oh my gosh.
So what's interesting, he's got the cowl on, and I'll show you a picture of him. He looks absolutely creepy.
What if I take my favorite superhero fascist and combine them like chocolate and peanut butter with my favorite murderous psycho?
Right. Well, I mean, for story arc wise, it's interesting because he's definitely a character that they go hand in hand, and look, I'll show you a really creepy picture.
So this is figured.
That's what he looks like.
Oh, all right. I think I've seen the covers at least.
Yeah. So definitely a weird. He's disfigured. He's definitely got some. I mean, he's a pretty good story arc. One of my favorite. If you're ever interested in if you've got time, like you want to listen to a podcast or whatever, but let's say you wanted to read a comic book series and you haven't read it, or you don't have the time, or you don't want to go pick it up. There's a great channel on YouTube called Comic Storian.
Mm-hmm.
I'll share. So Comic Story. So he goes through and reads the story for you, but he basically paraphrases it, kind of showing it and back and forth. Not every particular panel, but he'll go through a full series. But some of these are long. He'll go through a full saga. Here's Teen Titans Rebirth, and you can see here that it's 2 hours and 32 minutes, right? But it's a way to go through if you wanted to read a whole story arc of a specific character.
And you don't feel like reading.
You don't feel like reading it, or you don't want to go pick it up or whatever. He reads it, but he also tells you, "Hey, go pick it up," and whatever else. So, but It's a good way to kind of share it. It's like the people that capture all of the cutscenes in some of these games and just put them up online,
and then talks about it. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, so I thought it was interesting.
That's how I enjoyed Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's actually probably that's mostly how I played GTA 5.
There you go. That's how we do things.
Especially after that one scene where you're like,
pass, done. So deals. I just want to give a red alert to anyone who doesn't own it yet. Cyberpunk 2077 is $30 on the Xbox One.
It is?
No, go out there. Don't buy it, people. The Xbox One is one of the worst versions, as is the PlayStation 4. But I think they caught up and they reduced the price, right? Knowing that they should not have charged.
Yeah, it's $30. It's $29.99 right now. It's
only on those two systems. Only on those two systems.
But just what's nice is if you're gonna pick up any copy, I would pick up the Xbox One version, because the Xbox One version gives you the Series X version when it does come out. The PS4 version will not.
Yeah, PS5.
The PS4 version disc won't upgrade to the PS5 version,
which is why it's on sale now, because it's always going to be trash.
Yeah, exactly. Or
just so that FedEx may be getting a demo on Switch. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Ubisoft is really playing it weird with this game. It's a game that came out, and then 2 weeks later they dropped the price massively right in the middle of the holidays, and now they're going to put out a demo. I feel like maybe people are sleeping on it.
Yeah,
which is sad because it's a really good game.
It's on my wish list. I'm just waiting for the price to drop. It's just, I don't pay full price.
Lower than $19.99 from a $50 game, huh?
It's not $19.99 on the Xbox One.
Is it?
No, I mean, when I added it to my wish list, it was $59.99. So I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I think during the holidays it dropped down to $29.99, and I think I've seen it as low as.
Let me know. I didn't buy it. I mean, $20 is the perfect price point for these kinds of games for me.
Yeah,
so.
It's a good deep game. Again, you didn't get to play Breath of the Wild. Maybe that should be a game you might need to pick up on the Switch and play this year.
I can't. can't put a 300-hour game on a portable gaming device, Joe. I will be divorced and jobless. Like I know you're like, but it's the temptation is there, right?
Well, yeah, of
the
course.
temptation is there. It only takes one moment for me to go to the bathroom, and I'll never come back. Right? I don't want to pause it. I'm gonna go to come on. Nah, it's only 220 hours.
It's only 220, give or take. Yeah, oh god,
10 days. 10 days.
Yeah, it is. I distinctly remember the hours. I remember when it first came out. Like from the moment I pulled the Switch out onward, it was about 170 hours before I beat it. Like when I ran through the final 170, and then I still kept playing my file.
When the world looks like it's on an upward trajectory again, when things feel stable again, I could go back to that sort of thing. But it's easy for me to escape into those kinds of games for forever and ever. I need to just keep consuming short games I know I will be done with.
What's your hour? What's your hour? Speaking of jumping into a pit of despair of a game, or what's your hour count on Civ 6?
I don't even know. I don't keep. Only you keep track of that.
Only because we can see. Is that triple digits? Is that quadruple digits? Like 1,000 hours?
10,000 hours, and he still doesn't have all the achievements or played against any of his friends. Yeah,
that's Civ 6 does that for you.
It's just me by myself all day long on the computer.
So what are you playing right now, or what's your next one on the Batman? Within that one is.
I'm still playing Control. I'm still playing Monster Sanctuary. I think next is going to be there's a quirky little it looks like a running game called Haven. It's a love story, I guess, where they're trying to escape from a planet they got exiled to. It looks cool. It's on Xbox, so I'm probably going to rock that one out.
Yeah, action RPG Haven, right?
Yeah.
This
looks neat. It's like they're holding hands as they go through the world. So I'm going to give that a whirl and give that a try. That's my next game. I'm a big fan of playing the small,
Yeah, no, the indies are good, and again, we want to. Not everything has to be triple A. That we like playing these type of games. You and I we enjoy it so much. When we go
this is not a game I would normally play, and this challenge is encouraging me to go out and put it top of the list as opposed to a game I'd like to play eventually. So I put
it looks pretty.
It looks really pretty. And see, I guess you have to control them both and move them both and things like that. So I want to.
I'm wondering if it's two sticks at the same time.
It might be like Brothers way back when, which is a game I thoroughly enjoyed. And then they've got weird, terrifying robots. So I like the animation. I like the way it looks. It's a little action RPG.
Well, it looks like it's a back and forth kind of combat system,
which I can get behind and give it a whirl. So, and look at they're holding hands. Look how happy that is. So I'm trying to play games that make me happy, right? So here we are.
Yeah, no, it looks great. I saw it when it dropped, so maybe I'll add it to my list as well.
Mm-hmm. And then I forget the I put it on the wish list. I'm going to buy it. The game we were talking about from the last packs, where there are two brothers and you could die.
Res, please.
That's on the Xbox One. I saw it there. I added it to the wish list to play later.
That's such a great. It's a great concept. If anyone wants to pick up a small indie developer game, please by all means go support these guys. Indie Mega Booth. I met the devs at PAX South, and I met them again at PAX East, and they're great. It's two brothers that are not the best Magic users.
He just whack a beehive with the stick. Is that what happened there?
So you control both of the characters, and you use them like one mechanic or another. But
you basically kill your brother all the time. So you create bodies to jump across. Yep. So I'm excited for the puzzling.
Yeah, there's puzzle elements.
I'm excited for the puzzling aspect. I love the idea of being able to troll in game for fun. So I might try it with my kiddo. So I'm excited for that as well. Yep.
So it's got a little bit of the platforming and all that kind of stuff. Update on Stadia. So I talked to him right afterwards, and he had nothing but good things to say.
Good. That's fantastic.
And what was interesting is we poo-pooed it. We were like, why Stadia, and then everyone and their mother put out a story and was like, best way to play Cyberpunk right now is on Stadia. And I was like,
right. So they set the bar real low playing Cyberpunk, and then they said that this is the best way to do it. Right. So here we are. Did you beat that game? Are we going to see the credits for that game this year?
This year, maybe. This is one of those games where I like it. I really do like.
Are you going to give it 6 months to cook? Put it back in the oven.
I put it back in the oven. Like it's like there's parts of the game. Like I sat down and put in like 3 hours of it over this long extended weekend, and I got to a point where I was like, whoa, well, this is really good. Like it's getting really good. And I haven't run into any game breaking bugs, but it's still enough. Like there's still quirkiness in the game where I was reading people are modding it to like make the NPCs react a little better and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, guys, I like all that. I like the fan communities.
Wait to fix it. The developers work.
Wait for the developers to fix it. I think they're the ones that need to fix it for sure. So
and you're right, Kit. Best way to do Cyberpunk is to read the books. Snow Crash,
one of my all-time favorites.
Shadowrun games. Play that. I think there's a Shadowrun game that was on the iPad a while back. A lot of good stuff out there that you can run.
If you're looking for that vibe, one of the dark horses of this past year that came out recently and is got that cyberpunk feel is this game right here. I'm gonna let me get the trailer here for you.
We're gonna close out on this one. Bring it up.
Yep. So this was it's called Ghost Runner.
I recall.
And it's a platformer, third person platformer, very much like a Mirror's Edge.
Oh, cool! Another solid series.
It's also got that like
you gotta add it to the stream so
you gotta do the jumps, time jumps and things properly.
There we go. Beautiful setting, nice scene. Looks like
City residents should remain indoors for their own safety. Residents found outside their homes will be shot on sight. A trespasser spotted in the area. Eliminate him at all cost.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and this is on my list for this year for sure. I like the colors. I like the
looks fast, looks fun. Reminds me a little bit of Warframe or Titanfall with its controls. I can get behind that. It looks like it doesn't have much of a story. It's just sort of slicing your way through, folks, but maybe not. So
it just came out October 27th.
Awesome. I'm excited. Good stuff. I don't know anything about a Resident Evil event on Thursday, Dan.
So, from my understanding,
let's just do this last bit of news.
So Capcom beating Resident Evil to submission. I know that we're getting 7 soon, or the Village, or what is it? The 8? Oh, I don't even know. It's the new one that's coming out. That's on its way in. But we might be getting a full port, a full re-release of the original, not the remakes of Resident Evil, but I don't know. I don't know anymore. Capcom just like I feel like they've got so many other franchises. I'm a little burnt out on Resident Evil.
I don't think I could play. I feel like survival horror has moved beyond Resident Evil, but I could be. Their plots became too confusing for me to follow, so I stopped playing them. Right.
Should have a frame hanging on the back of his purple door, like Friends, like over the peephole.
I don't know. Maybe because it's just a blank wall there. There's no frame. I don't know. Well, send your interior designing tips to myself at Cautious and to at Afroman. We're on the Twitters. We're on the Facebooks.
Again, people like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna make sure to put these nice new little animations
Look at these
down.
Animations, they're so awesome.
Thank you again. If you're gonna stay safe tomorrow, I don't know what the nature of the public outcry will be. I'm definitely in a deep red state. And all my neighbors, my neighbor behind me still has his flag up, Trump 2020.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're not gonna let that go. Which is interesting to me because it's right next to a Blue Lives Matter flag that they have up as well. Which is like,
I mean, they are well versed in cognitive dissonance. So
absolutely. So again, stay safe. And if you are gonna go riot, by all means, make sure to turn off your phone, leave it at home. So
no, bring it. What are you giving him tips for? What the? Later, y'all. Thanks for jumping on, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great week.
Have a good one. If you're going to watch the inauguration, enjoy it.
And catch WandaVision because I want Disney to make more stuff like that. So
yes, and go watch WandaVision. We'll catch up on it next episode.
Yep. Be kind.
Be kind. Take care. Episode 110 in the can. Take care.